Something mad has just happened there. Alex has just been and bought another property. So, welcome back to another episode of Every Trade Behind the Build, episode 81. Got some great feedback about the football match with the Baxton boys. Hope you enjoyed that. I think Hollywood did a great job of that. It's hard being American, not really understanding football. I think he did a brilliant job of capturing how that game went. And it was a good game. We had a nice beer at the end of it. And you know what? I've been speaking to James from Baxenden. We want to get as many people together as possible. And what we're thinking about doing now is maybe some kind of banger race day, putting it on, getting subscribers down, getting some of the YouTubers down and racing. So yeah, let us know if you'd like to see some more YouTuber collaboration. It's weird really because it's kind of like a bit of a community, and you don't necessarily need to have a YouTube channel to be in that community, but it's a good icebreaker. And I find that I gravitate towards people like that who've got a YouTube channel. And the reason they have a YouTube channel is because they want to just basically put the word out there about their business and try and grow their business. And there isn't really a more powerful platform than this, a YouTube platform. It's unbelievable. I'm glad we're doing it. I wish we'd started a few years ago, maybe after COVID, but we are where we are and we're growing steadily. Over 19,000 subscribers now, which is amazing. And on average, sort of 10-ish thousand views a week, which is mind-blowing. It's like a small football stadium, like I've said before. Busy start to the week we've had. All sorts happening. Let's go. So yeah, let us know if you want to play us, or if other YouTube channels you think could be good to play us. I'm speaking to Dave from D&J about having a match with them. We want to try and play a match maybe once a month. And if we get a bit of traction, maybe we'll start inviting subscribers down, get some of the bigger channels down, and you know, maybe do something for charity. So yeah, let us know. Anyway, back to construction. On Project Grange, we've started to put the roof coverings on. Now, it's been minging week-wise. It's slowed the job down a bit. We've probably lost a week. We are where we are. We'll pull that back. On this job here, you'll notice when you see the montage that Hollywood has shot, we are tiling it in a tile that doesn't match the existing roof. That's because we couldn't match that tile there, 50 years old, weathered, whatever. The customer, I gave him an option. I said, what we could do is take the old tile off the back elevation, put that on the front so that you basically get a nice uniformed tiled elevation. But the customer said, no, let's do this, and then down the line they want us to then retile the rest of the roof. They're going to see what money's left in the pot at the end of the project. But it's little quirks like that, because I know now you'll look at it and think, they're two different coloured tiles. But we spoke to the customer. Ultimately, we'll do whatever the customer wants, because the customer is most of the time right. But yeah, have a look. So yeah, as I say, there's a compromise there. The customer will get the rest of the roof done down the line if they've got enough money in the pot. But really, they want to try and do, because they only want to pay for scaffolding once. It doesn't make sense. I always try and encourage customers to have a good look at the roof line or anything around there that needs scaffolding, so they don't have to pay down the line. But often people stretch themselves fully when they're doing extensions and big projects like that they haven't really got enough. Because don't forget, they'll need to buy a kitchen, they might need to buy a bathroom, they'll need to spend money on landscaping, and often we find right at the end people are really spent up. But yeah, we'll keep you informed on Project Grange. On Project Leopold, you might remember, these are the projects where we're doing 4 shell-only projects for this customer. We're making good progress, and the customer, what we've agreed there with the customer's payment terms, we're going back to back. So they're financing this through a lender on a bridging facility, and we're going to get paid, and they'll, when they draw their money down, which I don't mind doing. I want to work with customers and try and make it so they can have less stress as well. But what that means is we're really trying our hardest to get as much done in time for the first valuation, which is coming up quite soon. So a valuation, for those that don't know, is when you'll pause a job at a certain time and go, that's what we've done at this point here, put a percentage against all the line items, and then you'll go to your client, this, or your client QS or whatever they've got to say, that's how much we've done at this point. They'll normally take a week to review it and then pay down against that. So you're always kind of a little bit behind. It can be a month and a week. It's a month plus 1 week, which is a bit longer than I like to wait. But we've worked with this client before. They're really good. They're really fair. They'll help us because we help them. They've got the rest of the trades hopefully lined up to follow in straight after us. They've just told me today they want us to do another 3 now, definite. So that's 7 confirmed. So yeah, that should keep us busy well up to next summer. But Alex is going to give you an update on Project Leopold.
So welcome back to Liverpool, and we are on the Project Leopolds, the 4 of them. Inside, all the chimneys are out now, the breasts are out, steels are in, and Ross and Ray, Dad and Lad are here, and they're putting the floor in, which I can see through the window up there. So we'll go in, see how they're getting on, and see if it's moving to our pace or not. So you can see it's all being cleared out now compared to last week when we were standing all over it. And as I said, the lads are working now off this floor above us. We'll leave that in as a working platform to put that floor in, the new loft floor. And then once that's in, they'll come down and we'll take all of this out then. And then we'll put the next floor in, which is the first floor. But it's all nice and clear. In the back, I can see there as well, the lads have been digging out more for the foundations. Yeah, so they've done a lot of digging there now to expose what we need to do. And I haven't found out of Christian, I don't know if we've got a pile or not yet, but by looking at the depth of what they've done there, I'm assuming it's going to be getting piled, because it's not that deep. It's deep enough for piles. And they've dug a nice little channel for the drainage to go and the manhole to go in as well. Next door's wall's being taken down now, and the lads have dug right the way through and round to there. Judging by the depth of what he's done there, Christian, now there's a trial hole here that's been backfilled. Looks like it's going to be getting piled. But I need to speak to him today anyway and check in with him and see if that's the score or not. Can we get any action shots, you reckon, today? So the floor is on its way to going in. The hardest part's done now, which is the setting out, putting all the wall trimmers on, or wall plates, and then putting the double trimmers in for the stairwell. Pockets are done on that side. The lads now just got to, which they've already done, is mark out where each one is going every 400 and start getting them in, putting all the joist hangers on. Ross going to get us obviously his little nail going out now, fire them in, the twist nail's nice and easy, and then it'll be a case of then getting the glue out, getting the T&G boards up, 22mm board, and then flooring it out. Probably this time tomorrow this floor will be done, and then we'll be ready to strip the floor that we're standing on, ready for the next floor to go in. In the back, Christine's now here, so we piling now. We don't know yet.
We check together now.
So you've already started test hole?
So we just do the sand testing now, which is mean about just grab something again and try to push it in the ground.
Yeah, so basically once Christian's got down to this level now, rather than going any further, he'll use a crowbar or a piece of metal to start pushing and just testing how far down until he hits good ground. He's done a couple of test holes there already, which is again another 200-300 deep compared to where he is now, and pushed again with the crowbar, and it's still going under 200 down again, which means it's still soft clay or made up ground, which is consisting of a mixture of stuff: soil, backfill, stone, clay. And until you get good ground, you can start to feel a bit firmer. The building inspector's only going to come and do the same, because when they come to test, they do the same thing, they prod with something sharp or strong to try and find a good ground, and if they're happy with it, then they say, yeah, you can pour on there. If not, they'll ask you to carry on digging. But as I say, in this area, we know from experience, sometimes you can keep going and going and going, and it's pointless. So if the test holes are telling us that you're going to be going a metre plus, it's not worth it. You might as well just pile from that point onwards, because the property that we've done about 5 doors down, which is one of ours, we got that piled, and some of the piles are going 3 metres down before they hit good ground. So you can imagine, we could never dig that with a hand dig in this confined space, and it'd be unsafe. So it's just worth piling it.
You still need to do more diggings.
Yeah.
Because the cages, if you do the piling cage size, it's 500 by 450.
Yeah.
And we need to make sure it's trenched, so from bottom of the existing foundation, you need to make sure we're able to send it in 300 minimum.
Yeah, so where the existing house is, either side, the lads dig in and go inside, so that when we do the pour and the cage, and even if we weren't even doing piles, we'd still do the same, so the concrete would go inside and pick up the existing house there, because when that steel sits on, it's got a lot of weight that's going to go on the house. So when we come to pile, the raft or the cage needs to sit right inside there on both sides, so they always expose in sort of towards the end, rather than leaving it out sitting on nothing. Just on the same day we're going to put it in, and then slide it in.
Yeah, but at the minute
piles highly likely. So once that's been decided, and I mean the reason why we do try and double check is because if you can get away with not piling, so you save a little bit of money for the customer. And it's a little bit quicker as well, because we can just get the pour done straight away and get going, whereas we'd have to wait for the piles to be done and stuff like that, and is the added expense. So hopefully it's not, but as Christian's saying here, high chance that it's going to be needing to be piled. But whatever it is, we need to just get it done, dealt with, so we can start getting the foundations poured, getting up to DPM, and then get the slab poured in. Over the road I can hear the lads. I'm not going to go over there today because it's a bit dusty, but all the lads are inside cracking on, ripping it out to try and get it to this stage now, so we can do the same. Above me, which I haven't even spoke about yet, the steels are in, which is not doing the usual with the brackets. You'll see 2 steels have been put in from party wall to party wall, and then 2 steels between them sitting in the well of the steel, which have all been welded up with brackets, which is now picking up the chimney stack, allowed us to take the breast out and gives us enough space. We've now worked out that the front purlin is going to be getting took off. The back purlin we're going to leave in because it's sitting higher than the steel anyway, so it's pointless taking it out. We might as well leave it, not touch it, because once the ceiling gets flattened off, you won't see it anyway, and it saves us disturbing and doing any work there that we don't have to do. On this one, which is above my head, we're going to take that out because it'll make this room feel a lot much bigger, and we're just going to thicken them timbers up there. Better timber, it needs doing anyway for the insulation, because this customer is not changing the roof or anything to do with it, so we're going to have to cross batten it and stuff like that. Again, after we finished, they would need to do that, but at the moment it's not part of our scope of works on here. But what we are going to do is take that purlin out and strengthen that roof up for them, and then they can do what they want to do then. But looking at it now, we've got a nice head height up there, and the job's moving where it needs to be moving to. Once, as I say, this floor's done, next floor's done, and the ground floor's done, it's easy then putting the stud work in, and then we'll be over there doing the same dance again. Caught Ross doing a little trick there and thought it was worth talking about. So obviously the joists get cut to size and put in, and they're always a 2-man job getting them in, and they are sometimes awkward, especially if you don't put the joist hangers in and you're trying to slide them in. What he's done is cut a little piece of offcut, just a roofing batten there either side, so it'll sit flush on the top of the wall plate. So we'll just sit it in, it'll hold itself up with that, and then obviously it's only temporary, take it off. But good, that lad, I like that. Just banged it on the sly, and I thought worth showing that because it is a good little tip. because there's a bit of weight in them and they are awkward. They're a bit muddy there today, getting in the back. So yeah, good little update, good progress going on with Dad and lad washing Ray now cracking on putting the floor in. You can still hear them there drilling out. Christine's just having another discussion with the lads there because they've gone a little bit further down again, and we reckon we are going to have to pile there, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. But yeah, but as I say, with all that being said, I'll hand you back over to Manchester.
So you might remember from the last video, when I've got KTM with me, we're sharing the mic and I don't like it, and I've now realised and found out you can buy an extra mic for the DJI. What an amazing bit of kit this is. So, say something.
Hey,
I'll tell you what, do Barry Hearn's accent for us.
Barry Hearn, my life. Knockouts, snookers, bullseyes, tight lines, and sweet deals.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it hates me
there you
putting him
go.
on the spot, but there's literally not an accent this guy can do.
There
It's
is.
amazing. What?
I struggle with a few Wales.
No, you Welsh is
Can't
really
do the
good.
Welsh, can't
Yeah,
do
but
it.
boy, oh!
Can't do it.
Just
That's better than
defending all
mine.
our Welsh.
I know, yeah. Been
Especially
trying to
when
learn it.
Good luck to the guys in Abersock.
I've been trying to fit in Abersock by learning the accent, but it just doesn't go down well.
So KTM is off for a couple of days, having a hard-earned rest. Anything nice?
Going to Krakow, Poland. with the
Nice,
missus
yeah. Have you been there
for
before?
a few days. Going, no, never been. Going Thursday till Sunday, so it
Yeah.
should be fun.
But I
Christmas
know-
markets, basically.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, yeah.
What's the temperature like over there?
Baltic,
Is it?
snowing.
It's nice outside,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it?
No, I don't think it's snowing, but it's close. It's gonna go.
Basically, when KTM takes days off, because he's such not a micromanager, that like almost is a negative, but he worries a lot about his projects and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he is the heart and soul of the business, he's the operations manager, he worries when he goes away. But I tell him, he's got everything in hand.
It's fine,
He
isn't it?
does a good set of handover notes. He does all the pay run and everything. So I'm doing the pay run this week. I'm actually pressing the button, so there might be a couple of people not getting paid.
So if
Mike.
it goes wrong, don't be blaming me. Yeah,
Yeah,
Not
no,
me.
so I'll sort that. But everything will be done for me.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky to have this man. Yeah, I know he knows that, but I don't like embarrassing. But every business needs a KTM. But how are you feeling?
Talk bunts.
Yeah, we'll talk after crack off maybe.
Yeah. All right, yeah. Nice. Well, cheers, mate. Yeah.
What are you feeling all right though about going away?
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
I'm actually
that's
calm now. I've like sorted a few things that I was a bit worried about on jobs that I like to be on top of, but I've sorted them. I've got good people. Danny's going to keep an eye on things as well, and he's always good.
It's good here because we can
juggle it between us.
Even though
T-Burn
everyone's got
West.
their own roles in the business, like there is that overlap, isn't there? Like we all sort of know each other's roles.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done every single job in the business. I've answered the phones of all sorts. I used to like go and labour on site, although you wouldn't catch me doing that again.
Gutter cleaning.
I used to price. Yeah, I used to remember.
Yeah, it's funny.
At one time, I was obsessed. When we were smaller, it was just me and KTM in a little office. I thought, right, we need to get more revenue because if we weren't that busy, we didn't have big projects in them days. We had like 3 men out. And I said to Kieran one day, I bought a drain jetter in a van and some gutter cleaning. I said, I'm going to go out on the tools. He's like, what? And literally, he's like, no chance. And I was going out one night unblocking drains. and
Mate,
doing
gutters were just breaking around the country, weren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
We were trying to fix gutters and they
overflowing.
were just coming down.
Yeah, I remember. So it was,
Yeah,
but
good.
I did it because
Yeah.
it was one of the best things I did because it made me really understand the demands of time, trying to squeeze everything in. But I loved it. It was like going out and cleaning gutters and getting paid for it. It was brilliant. I meant to say, if any of you guys are looking for a small crusher, I've decided to sell our Tiger Bite 425, which is actually only about 13 months old. Basically, we don't use it. And we've hired it out a couple of times. It's probably got less than 100 hours. It's as good as new. And we've actually had it upgraded with a petrol engine. Now, the other ones mostly have diesel, but we upgraded that basically. We had a problem with it. We sent it back to Tiger Bite and they said, look, on the newer, higher models, we're putting petrol engines because they're a lot more durable. They're cheaper to fix if they ever go wrong. So it is top of the line in terms of Tiger Bite. So if you're interested in a nearly new Tiger Bite 425 jaw crusher, get in touch, put something in the comments below and I'll get in touch with you because I'd love it to go to a subscriber. I know a lot of you guys are in a similar game to us and like I said before, I'd much rather things that we don't need benefit our subscribers because we're all in it together, aren't we? Before, I told you about the Leopold projects that you've just seen where we're doing a shell only. Well, this new job we've just started, Project 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗗, even though it's not in Wilmslow, we're calling it, is a shell only build. So here again, the customer has contracted us to do all the digging, getting out the ground, building the shell, getting it watertight. They might approach us down the line to do more stuff, but we're more than happy just to get in there, do the heavy lifting and get out. So let's take a look at project will go. So I'm in my office here, Mr. Riddick and Danny, the man that's too good looking to be on camera but is mega at football. If you'd not seen the football match, we're just having a quick chat here about a job that we are pricing up that's in Liverpool. Yeah, and interesting. We're getting quite a lot of inquiries in Liverpool, and what's happening at the moment is Alex is basically just having a look at them and then bringing back here, and Danny's pricing them. But it's another good way of all the company joining up. But something mad has just happened there. Alex has just been and bought another property. Literally out of the blue. What happened there? I mean, we filmed it, but we'll show it on Sunday because we won't have time to put it together.
Yeah, so it's basically an add-on.
Don't say exactly what happened though.
It's an add-on to the building that we already own. Yeah. They try and guess what building it is.
Yeah.
It's been on YouTube a few times, and the existing owner retained that side of it. So we've been back and forth over the best part of a year trying to negotiate a price. Couldn't come to a conclusion. So they tried to sell it on the open market, couldn't, for the price that they wanted, which was high. And then they put in the auction because obviously no one was buying it, and then we've decided that we needed to buy it. But then because we've seen a demand there as well on the day of bidding, we thought we've got to buy it because we don't want no one else to be in there, so we pulled the trigger and done it.
Have you bought auction before?
Failed every single time, to be honest with you.
Yeah. It's a mad way to buy.
Before COVID happened, it used to be all in the room. You'd sit in the room and be an auctioneer in the middle and people bid, so you used to always like sit at the back so you could see and read the room and you could try and gauge people where they were. And there was a property on Empress Road in Kenny Fields back in like 2019 that we went for. Our limit was 150. We went like 152, you get a bit excited on the day, and it went for 159 or something like that in the end. And the lad was in front of me bidding, so I was watching him, he was panicking, shaking like that, but he won it. And then since then I've done online ones. After COVID it all went online. So sometimes you'll see an auctioneer getting videoed live and you can still have that auction feel. The one we did today is a little bit like eBay. Not the best in my opinion, doesn't get you to get excited, so therefore don't drive the prices up as high, whereas you don't feel, you know, you're bidding against anyone, you're just watching numbers on a screen.
People think though that you can save money by going to auction, but actually emotion can kick in, you can end up spending more. Because it's harder to negotiate, innit? You've got nothing. The only thing that's happening is you and someone else behind the screen, especially now it's difficult, but today we got it done. But I've tried to get one on 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗃 before in the past, when we tried to get one on Brookdale, but it went too high. It was just went well past what we wanted to pay for it. Even on the open market, wanted to pay that price for it. It's quite an efficient way to sell though, if you're selling.
28 days in a completion. So you exchange day one, so you buy at auction, you have to pay 10% day one, so we'll pay 10% today of that price, and then you've got 28 days then to complete and get it done. You can always do like a little trick at the end and extend for the further 14 days by serving notice to the seller, so it'll give you a bit of extra time. But essentially you've got 28 days to get it done. But
it just shows we weren't really looking for anything. We said we were going to give it a rest for a bit and sort of consolidate. But when you're in property, if the right deal comes along that just makes sense, you've got to go for it. You've got to find the money and just go for it. Have we even got the money for it?
No. Pound on the bank.
I know, yeah, but we'll make it work. Yeah, it's good. So that'll be another one for the channel down the line. This is the only reason we're buying property, just to make good content really now, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
But it's it's good. It's where it's that whole joined up approach. Cash flowing businesses, all leading in to property, which is the long-term bet. So yeah, stay tuned to see. In fact, come back on Sunday and we'll get that. That was good, that. Well, I wasn't in the room, but I saw the footage.
Yeah, you'll see me behind. There's like a bit shaking of it as well.
Yeah, because it's the adrenaline gets you, doesn't it? But yeah, come back on Sunday, we'll show that. So, good to have another job underway. That's going to keep us busy, that job now, until probably March-ish, something like that. And again, it's another example of us doing the shell only. So this client has engaged us just to get it watertight, build it, do the heavy lifting, and then they'll take over and project manage the internals, which is fine. We're finding it more and more, like I said earlier, and we're not bothered. Our model is boots on the ground, profit on materials, project management. So it doesn't really matter what we're actually doing. And that's the bit that a lot of people are afraid of, is the getting it out the ground, dealing with drains, foundations, getting it watertight. And that's just water for ducks back for us. So yeah, I'm looking at these guys here, True Group or True 7 Group. I think they're mostly in the south, and I've seen them on other people's videos and obviously know about them. Basically, they're a construction group, and honestly, they're so inspirational. They've got to be the greatest construction company in the world, honestly, in terms of, when I say construction, but I mean construction services group in the world. They've got everything. They do muckaways, they do plant hire, they do aggregates, they do waste. They've also, basically it's a father and son, Guy and Jake Nichols, but it's a couple of generations old. But the branding, so nice, the yellow and black. It's amazing, really, because I did not know these existed till about 6 months ago. And now I'm basically obsessed with them. And they've just built this go-to hub for everything construction-based. They're just so on it. And they've obviously got good people on each division running, experts in their field. But, I mean, look at the site alone. I mean, I don't know if you can see that, but the site alone is amazing. It's like everything's just got its place. You can just see they've got it so well organised, and they've got such a vision. They've got a lot of kit as well. I mean, it takes generations, decades to get as successful as these guys, in my opinion. Like True Rail, True Agricultural, True Demolition. I love that whole family of companies that I call it like a vertical strategy, where you become your own supplier, and that's what we're trying to do in a much smaller way. True Earthworks, I think they do housing, they do concrete blocks, aggregates, environmental. I think they even sell vehicles. Just what that is, that just goes to show you build a good brand, and then you roll that brand across many sort of divisions and areas with synergy to what you already do. Amazing. I mean, it's got to be worth a few quid, this company. We're up north, and I don't think they cover up north. I don't think they're based up north. I've seen a couple of their machines on Asheville, so I know they're in the south. But that, to me now, I'm going to commit that to my memory. And my vision, my obsession is going to be creating a smaller version of that, which we already are. We do construction, we do the property, we do obviously the aggregates, the grabs, a little bit of plant hire, but we don't really push that. It's hard plant hire. And obviously we've got everything else that we do. So yeah, it's I love things like that. I've mentioned this before on the channel. I remember when I wanted to build the construction side, and I looked at a local company around here called Dodd Group. They do like social housing and all sorts, but they had this picture, I'll try and dig it out, where they had these vans just lined up, and I cut that out and I stuck it on my wall, and I've still got the picture somewhere. One of my ex-trades sat in front of it, and that picture's on the wall. So yeah, that's the plan anyway, long term, but brilliant. What a group. I definitely, not sure if they accept visitors, but one day I want to go and see that, because that is just pure inspiration. Back in the real world of our little yard, our trommel has an issue where the belt has cut. So Spitfire, being the good company that they are, have reached out, and they're going to send out a replacement belt and fit it. And if it's deemed to be warranty work, which hopefully it is, because days I didn't, this hasn't happened, then they won't charge us. But if it's down to us, we'll work something out of them. But then I put the call in last week. Gavin got on the phone to me, and they're here today, Wednesday. So happy days. So yeah, let's have a look. that's about it for another episode of Every Trade Behind the Build, a midweek edition. Come back on Sunday for a update on where we're up to. Try and get a bit more in the yard. Although, yes, Hollywood up to no good. Yeah, so we've got Bernie Wood on the camera there, the budget version of Hollywood, like Channel 5, basically. It's because there's so much pressure to get the episode out for tonight, because we don't want to let you guys down, that Bernie Wood has had to pick up the camera, but he reckons, these are his words, not mine, I'm pretty mint at everything, so I'll be good at that. So if it's not that good, don't blame Hollywood. Blame 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟. Oh yeah, what do you reckon about our pink Christmas tree? Pretty embarrassing, mate. Got no decorations on it. We found it in the back of a car, but at least we're trying. Charlotte wants a budget to actually buy a proper Christmas tree, but I'm a bit tight, and you know, margins are tightening up at the moment. It's not that busy out there, so this will have to suffice. I don't mind a pink Christmas tree. So yeah, come back on Sunday. Have a great rest of the week. Make lots of money, but make time for your family. And don't forget to like this video and click subscribe if you're not subscribed and you like what we're doing. Have a great week, guys. See you on Sunday. Hollywood up to no good. Yeah, man.
Good tree, mate.
Good tree, mate. Worst tree I've ever seen in my life.